For generations, CAF racers have embodied a spirit of defiant individuality. The rumble of rebellion, the glint of steel, the pursuit of speed, and refusal to conform. The legendary CAF racers were the creation of a generation. But legends are not relics of the past. They evolve. They adapt. This video is the culmination of decades of evolution. The 10 most amazing CAF racers of 2024. In other words, the voice of the followers of this channel, who chose the best of the best. Welcome to Racer TV. So, let's begin with a big motorcycle that makes others look boring. Here is a brilliant and bold Honda CB1000R with a very unique layout, especially the rear section, which is absolutely brilliant. The handlebar is definitely not for a cafe racer. It was created to be a sort of track day motorcycle, something that is always ready to be used on a track with a number plate at the front of it. And at the same time, it could also be used as a daily motorcycle. A very impressive work, considering it was built in just 90 days. And here is another brilliant transformation. Its vintage authenticity may not fool everyone. So yeah, it might be a bit of a cheat, but it's a damn good one. It's like a smaller Triumph Bonneville, without the premium price tag. A fabulous project that proves that small changes can make all the difference. It's like taking the most mundane and ordinary motorcycle and giving it a personality transplant. And the final result speaks for itself. Probably the world's most beautiful Honda Highness. Just like the previous project, I was always sure that this one would be on this top 10. This is the kind of motorcycle that seems perfect right at first glance. Although it doesn't even seem like an overly complicated project, it looks better than most custom Interceptors. This one looks stronger, balanced, compact, and very muscular. Which means this is one of those cases where size really matters. And without any surprise, here it is. In case you haven't noticed, this is the work of a winner, the creator of the best CAF racer of the previous year. This time, we have a kind of evolution. And it is absolutely extraordinary on so many levels. In design, creativity, and build quality. A very impressive approach, which managed to turn a 30-year-old motorcycle into something so modern and minimalist. And here is another project from the previous builder. Something very simple, but very effective. It may not be a mind-blowing transformation, but it is undoubtedly a very smart approach. The builder has created an accessory kit that makes the Sportster S more CAF racer than ever. It looks strong, vigorous, fast. It has presence and tons of character. Here is an old classic approach with an old classic motorcycle. This is the perfect example of what to do with a BMW R80. Simple lines and very tasteful choices. Although the approach is relatively common, there are some innovative details. All this results in an excellent dynamic silhouette. And I'm happy to see this classic project in this honorable 5th place. And here is another great approach. Probably the most muscular Thruxton I've ever seen. And it is an excellent example of the trial and error method. Because all the modifications have been made little by little. Without a doubt, a very clever approach. Even with a lot of changes, it still looks like a Triumph Thruxton, but vitalized on steroids. Yes, the tires won't please everyone. In this case, they have a practical purpose. But even so, they seem to fit very well to this new bad boy personality. But now let's move on to the podium. At first glance, this may even seem like a relatively common project. But in reality, it's much more impressive than you might think. And here's why. The difference between the before and after is truly impressive. Who would have thought that this modern Kawasaki could be transformed into such a cool cafe racer? Although the suspension travel is a bit too optimistic, we have to admit that the bike's overall stance is really good. Definitely a very beautiful machine, which achieved an honorable 3rd place. Just like I predicted, this project was one of the most voted. For some, it may seem a bit eccentric. For others, a very audacious approach, especially for the pink color. But the most impressive thing is that this is a homemade build and an outstanding work at all levels, in execution, finishes, design, and of course, in audacity. And it seems that most voters realized the true value of this project. But now, it is time to see number 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The best cafe racer of 2024. For the second time in all top 10 elections of this channel, we see a Yamaha Virago as a winner. We certainly can't say it's a pure cafe racer, but it's without a doubt the most distinctive project of all. Probably the most spectacular Viragos I have ever seen. And it is also the most exclusive approach ever taken with this Yamaha model. Because among all the customized Viragos to date, nothing like it has ever been made. No wonder it remained the most voted project, right since the first day of the election. With the exception of this spectacular section, everything else looks almost factory original. But the truth is, there is a lot of work that goes into the structure of the frame, to achieve this extremely elegant posture. The build quality looks absolutely flawless, and I think these images speak for themselves. Definitely the most elegant and sublime Yamaha Virago on the planet. I had a hunch that this would be one of the most voted, because when I read the comments on this bike's video, I realized it would be one of the big favorites. As usual, I am sure that seeing this project as the winner won't please everyone, mainly because there were several amazing projects in the election. Overall, I think it is fair to say this top 10 includes the best ones. Unfortunately, I can't be completely sure about their sequence, because the difference in votes between some is extremely small. I don't know to what extent we can say that this project is really the best of all. But because it was the most voted, it is certainly the most consensual for the majority. And I can only be grateful to all those who expressed their opinion by voting in this election. Without you, and without all the channel's followers, none of this would be possible. Thank you for watching Racer TV. And as always, I hope to see you on the next video.